nag-invite sa akin din dito. So, yun po. I'm so glad to be here. Nakasama po kayong lahat. Thank you.
Thank you, Rinna. Sir Emer, good morning.
Hi, good morning po sa inyong lahat. Thank you for inviting me. Good morning din sa mga lahat ng nanood, mga sports enthusiasts. At sana mag-enjoy kayo sa mga isi-share namin tungkol sa aming mga nalalamang sports. And sana may matutunan kayo sa aming mga isi-share. Thank you po.
Thank you, Sir Emer. Coach Chris, good morning.
Good morning, Sir Ed. Thank you for inviting me again. This is my second time sa TAPS. First time, that was yung before mag-start ang Ballout of Challenge. No? So this time, I have another project. So thank you again, lalo na kay Sir Brian for inviting. Good morning, everybody.
Thank you, Coach Chris. Ernest, siguro ako na magsimula mag-question, no?
Sige, sir.
Okay, kay Ma'am Cynthia.
Okay.
Ma'am Cynthia, good morning again.
Good morning again.
We all know the success of gymnastics under your leadership. In fact, we had Kalayulo as one of our Tokyo Olympic qualifiers, no? Ma'am Cynthia, can you tell us your secret? Ano bang sikreto natin sa Gymnastics Association for producing a world-class athlete like Kaloy, and also ano ba mga steps na ginagawa ngayon ng Gymnastics Association, no? Para ma-sustain tong gains ng gymnastics kahit meron tayong pandemic ay tuloy-tuloy pa rin yung...
You know...
Yes, ma'am.
I have...
Hello, ma'am. Medyo choppy po. Oo.
Hello. Coming is static.
Hello, ma'am. We're losing you, ma'am. Hello. Hello, Sir Ed. I think let's wait for Ma'am Cynthia to recover his internet connection. Ayan, ma'am.
Okay, now that I'm back. Okay, I wanted to tell you that you were asking my success. You know, the success of a president is to watch especially the young. I watched Kaloy when he was very young, and I saw that he really was just tumbling, but I saw some potential on him. So I asked Kaloy, why don't you join the Batang Pinoy? He was not interested even to. So he said, oh, sige, mami, I will join Batang Pinoy. And then he won all the medals. Well, I said, this is so good. Okay, the next you join Paralong Pangbansa. So he joined also, and he won a lot of medals. So I said, oh, serious na ako kay Kaloy. So I said, okay, I will get you a coach. So when you find somebody that is good, you try to get him a good coach so that he will improve. So I got him this Japanese coach. And then until now, it's with us, Muniro Kujimiya. And then after coaching him, the coach came to me and he said, Ma'am, I want to bring Kaloy to a junior lang sa Russia Junior Championship. And then I said, ayaw ko naman yan, he will be kulelat. I don't want to be Philippines to be kulelat. No, he needs exposure because he's good. Pumunta kami sa junior lang siya. He won already bronze medal. When he did that, I said, this is serious. So I raised money for him to train to Japan. I had a hard time, but it's a good thing the president of the federation became a Japanese, and I helped him win the presidency. So he said, oh, Cynthia, I'll help you. You can put Kaloy, the only foreigner that will train with our gymnast elites. So when we entered Kaloy there, training with all these fantastic kids, he said, I want to be like one of them. So that's how he started. And then we monitoring, watching, raising funds for him. That's how it happened. But I had to fight also. At that time, POC president was Kawanko, and he didn't want Kaloy to stay longer than 1 year in Japan. And I said, no, he has to stay longer, much longer. So well, the story, you know the rest of the story. That's it.
Ma'am
And
Cynthia, do you think itong mga success ni Kaloy right now will go all the way to the country winning its first ever gold medal in the Olympics?
Yeah. Do you know that when the Olympics was postponed, I was very, very sad because he was in his peak. He really, really. But now it's also good because now he's having new skills. But I'm hoping that he will not have injury because his skills are very difficult. I watch his video. It's so nice. If he can make all these new skills that he's doing, I'm sure we will win the gold medal here. Anyway, we will pray that he doesn't get injured and that he doesn't get burnt out. Because right now he's also very sad because all he does is train, and he's missing the country. He's missing us. He's missing being in the Philippines. In fact, he asked me, can I come there for a while? I said, you cannot, Kaloy, because if you come back, you cannot go back to Tokyo. And when you come here, there's no training. You will lose a lot. Oh, I said, okay, just asking. He said, because he wanted to have a break. So it's important for him to have a break. So I told him, sacrifice a little bit, Kaloy. And when you win that medal, you'll see, you will really be the one that will get all the happiness is really Kaloy and the coach, because the NSA, nobody sees, appreciates us so much. You know? So, but we're working hard. Now we had a new election. We just had the new election, and we have a very, very good board now. Before it was only Bettina and I doing everything. So it was very stressful. But now I decided I'm gonna get good people in the board that will help me. So do you know the people in our board? Have you heard who is our board member? It's what's his Jude Turquato from PLDT. He's head of sports. He was head of ESPN and Fox Sports. We have Sandra Tayag, who is a lawyer from Babanto Law, and she's also the vice president of Manila Polo Club and other things, and a lot of credentials. And then we have Myrna Yao, who is the president of Richwell for the, she's a CEO. And then we have, of course, Susan Tarinting, who was in our old board, part of the Club Gymnastica. We have Rebecca Wata, who was our treasurer. She's now in our ethics committee. She'll take care of that ethics. And then we have John Arenas, who is also in our promotion and publicity committee. And then last but not least, we have Arnold Labadan, that is part of the IT. He owns the IT company that will work for our IT and our judging and our technical committee head. And then last but not least is Mayor Abi Binay. We got Mayor Abi Binay so that we want to put a new gym in Makati, because there's a lot of young youths that want to join, but they have a hard time going to Philippine Sports Commission. And the Philippine Sports Commission is closed right now, and it's terrible. We have no training, so we have to put them someplace. So we're trying to open up in Makati a new gym and have more social media. We want, and that's why I'm so happy that you invited me, because I want gymnastics to be a popular sport. A lot of youths are joining now. A lot of young kids are joining. Of course, they start by just wanting to learn how to tumble, but then you can see their skill when they tumble. There's bigger difference. You can spot the good ones. Like the brother of Kaloy right now is gonna be also our next gold medalist, because he told us that he will be much, much better than Kaloy. And right now you should see how well he's doing. He's amazing. You know, I know he's gonna do well in our next gymnastic competition. But Ed, I'm so sad that right now for the SEA Games we're not ready, because Kaloy is the only one ready. We have a team. We have a team of 5 that want to join the SEA Games, but they're not training. So I'm afraid that we really, really, really need to train. I need the Philippine Sports Commission to help us with giving us a new venue for training for our elite athletes for the SEA Games. Okay.
Ma'am Cynthia, do you think yung postponement of the Tokyo Olympics will affect the performance of Kaloy, given that yung mga trainings are limited because of the pandemic?
Yeah.
Or is it better for Kaloy na na-postpone and more time to prepare?
It's like I said, he was in his peak when it was postponed, but now he's better because he's doing new skills. But just hopefully with these new skills, he doesn't get injured. You know, that's my prayer, because the new skills are very difficult. Maybe someday I'll show you some of his videos. Then you will see the turns and the twists and the things.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Cynthia. No? Siguro may questions pa mamaya yung mga kasama din natin sa'yo. No? Ernest, punta lang ako kay...
Sir,
Okay, ma'am.
I just want everybody to pray for us, especially for Kaloy, that he doesn't get injured and that he gets mentally, for me, his mental should be strong. He should be mentally strong in his mind. Very, very important. Thank you.
Thank you again, Ma'am Cynthia. Ernest, punta lang ako kay Rinna bago natin tanong ibang mga gentlemen natin. No? Rinna, good morning. Kumusta ka na ngayong may pandemic? Ano bang preparations na ginagawa mo? And how are you coping dito ngayong may mga limitations and trainings natin?
Hello po. Since nag-start po yung quarantine, nagte-training po ako dito sa dorm ng Lasal, which is may space naman po. Tapos may competitions din kami like every month or every other month. So nagpa-participate kami doon. Kasi ginagawa na ng online PUMSE competition yung sa PTA, and which is good kasi naka-participate po yung mga ibang bata na ano lang sa bahay. Stay lang sa bahay, which is kami din mga national team, priority din namin na mag-training everyday, which is our coach will always give us everyday training, and kailangan din namin mag-report everyday sa attendances namin. And yun din po, gumagawa din po kami ng online na mga PUMSE demos, ginagawa din namin ng choreos para makapag din po kami banding kahit pandemic, which is like masaya kasi nakakagawa kami ng ibang moves na ginagamit din namin sa live na competition kasi lahat kami nagpo-perform ganun kahit nasa aming sariling bahay. Just yun din po, kahit stranded po ako dito sa Manila, parang din po ako mag-isa kasi kasama ko po yung team, ganyan, nag-updatean kami kung kumusta sa training, ganyan po. Tapos may mga videos kami sinisend sa coach namin para makapa-update every week tapos everyday ng ginagawa namin. Tapos nagpapa-assign din po siya ng mental toughness or like videos, motivational videos sa amin everyday, or like may assignments kami na kailangan na reflection or like how I will react about this video, and psychological videos din po. Yun din po nakakaganda sa ngayon. Kasi na at the same time, kahit nandito kami, nakaka-learn din po kami ng mga bagong psychological and motivational videos about it. para ma-straighten po yung focus namin for the next competitions, international man or local. Yun po.
Thank you, Rina. I understand nagkaroon kayo recently ng mga online competitions. No? Can
Yes.
you update us kung ano yung nangyari dito? How did you perform and kumusta yung performance mo ron?
Okay naman po, kahit medyo may konting pain for injury, pero nakaya ko naman po, na-push through ko naman. Kaya wino-work ko pa rin, nag-rehab ako dito sa dorm. Tapos sinusunod ko pa rin po yung trainings and workouts na binibigyan ng coach namin. So yun po, medyo naging successful naman po yung except lang po sa big space. Kailangan kong maghanap ng bigger space than dito sa dorm kasi di ko kaya mag-perform sa malaking space. So, ayun, nagtanong ako sa friends ko kung sinong may big space, then perform na po. Ayun, same lang naman po yung feeling, pero yun lang. Alone ka lang compared sa madaming tao. Yun po.
Thank you, Rina. I'm sure
Yes.
marami pa rin questions mamaya yung mga kasama natin. No? May another question lang ako naman dito para kay Sir Emer. Sir Emer, good morning. Kumusta na po? Kumusta na po yung buhay after basketball? You were one of the most popular stars sa Toyota during your PBA days. In fact, parang 6 or 7 times na nakasama ka sa champion team ng Toyota. Kumusta na po ang buhay natin ngayon after basketball?
Hindi naman ako kasama doon sa superstar sa sa Toyota. Ang tawag nila sa akin 6 man kasi meron kaming first 5 talaga doon eh. Hindi naman ako superstar. Starlet lang ako. Ang tawag nila sa akin nga 6 man. Tapos binubunot ako pag yung halimbawa yung mga surprise na mga pagpasok, nagdi-deliver naman kaya nakilala ako. Well, ang masasabi ko sa after basketball, napasok ako sa sa sponsor nyo nga pala Pagcor. Sa Pagcor ako nakapagtrabaho.
Sponsor po natin ng Pagcor.
Oh. Hello sa mga kasamahan ko sa Pagcor. Pero retired na ako sa Pagcor. 32 years ako nagtrabaho sa Pagcor. And I retired at the age of 65. Pero after that, nakapagtrabaho pa ako sa isang private casino sa Junket. Doon sa taas din ng building na pinagtatrabahoan ko dyan sa may New World, Manila Bay. Doon sa may Malate. Yun,
Why,
Junket
Elmo,
yun.
you're 50. You don't look 65. You look only 50 years old.
Oh,
You look
thank you,
young.
thank you. Thank you very much, ma'am, for the compliment. Doon nga, nakapagtrabaho ko doon sa Junket. Ang tawag doon, yung telebetting ba? Ang customer mo, yung parang Pogo, ang customer nyo yung nasa abroad. So, at papasalamat naman ako dahil binigyan ako ng magandang trabaho after basketball. Kasi nung time namin, maliit lang ang sweldo ng mga player noon eh. Actually, nung nagsimula yung PBA, 8,000 pesos ang highest paid eh. So, ikaw kumpara mo ngayon na mga bayad sa player, 500,000, parang ano lang sa amin eh, parang barya. So, mostly yung mga player ng araw, hindi rin sila yumaman, hindi rin naging stable. Actually, parang iba nga ang sinapit, medyo nakakalungkot. Pero ngayon, yung mga player ngayon, naiinggit nga ako, sabi ko, sana ipinanganak na lang ako ngayon. yung time ko noon na siguro, mas isayo ako sa buhay. Pero ako naman, no regrets sa buhay. Kung ano lang ang binigay sa akin ng Panginoon, yun lang ang pinapasalamatan ko. At ngayong pandemic, na siyempre nandito lang ako sa bahay. Pero alam niyo ano ako yung sa bahay, jack of all trades. Marunong ako magkarpintero, tubero, pintor, electrician, tapos mahilig ako maghalaman. Although yung bahay namin puro semento na, ginagawa ko, bumibili ako mga paso, saka yung mga mineral water na malalaki, pinuputol ko yun, nilagyan ko ng lupa, tapos nagtatanim ako. Yan ang buhay ngayon ni Emer Legaspi. Thank you po.
Sir Emer, no, I'm sure maraming beses kayo natanong dito, no? But being part of a champion team like Toyota, very briefly, can you give us yung the names of the favorite teammates mo before and paano sila naka-apekto sa buhay mo sa basketball?
Well, ang mga kasama ko nung araw, actually nagulat nga ako Shock ako nung pumasok ako sa Toyota kasi star-studded sila Kasi ano lang ako dati, kumbaga fans lang ako ng basketball. Galing ako sa street basketball. Tapos unti-unti akong umangat, paglaro sa UE, nag-champion. 2-time champion ng UE. Tapos napunta ako sa Mika. Pagpasok sa Mika, naging rookie MVP ako. Hindi naman sa pagmamayabang, ako yung first rookie MVP sa basketball. Si Paras sa PBA, ako sa Mika. Pero hindi ko matutumpasan yung kay Paras kasi PBA yun. Iba naman yun ako sa amateur lang. Tapos pagpasok ko ng Toyota na starstruck ako dahil ang mga kakampi ko puro mga pinapanood ko lang sa TV. Sila Jaworski, Fernandez, Arnaiz, Florencio, Abiking. Yan ang mga naabutan ko. So, sila naman, yung mga player na yon, although mga superstar sila, very cooperative naman sila, supportive. Binibigyan nila ako ng tips pagdating ng laro. Kaya lang, ang laro ko kasi nag-adjust ako sa PBA Kasi ever since ako naglaro, ang laro ko natural forward. 5'11 lang ako. Sa PBA, maliit yung 5'11. So, pagdating ko ng PBA, maliit ako bilang forward. So, ginawa akong off guards, which is not my position. So, malaking adjustment ang ginawa ko. Pero, inaalalayan ako nila Jaworski, nila Arnaiz, Fernandez. Binibigyan nila ako ng moral support. Tapos kasama ko pa doon yung pinaka-idol ko sa lahat, si Danny Florencio, na nung araw yun ang isa sa pinakasikat na player sa Pilipinas sa basketball, Danny Florencio. Tapos naging best friend ko siya, buddy. Yun.
Thank you, Sir Emer. Ernest, one more question bago natin ibigay yung floor sa mga kasama natin. Kay Coach Chris naman. Coach Chris, welcome back sa TAPS. Nakasana ka namin nung meron tayong regular session sa National Press Club.
Yes, sir.
Kumusta ba ang Ballout hoops natin? Ano ba yung mga latest activities natin? Lalo na ngayon na mas challenging yung panahon na mayroong pandemic. So, paano ba ginagawa mo ngayon sa Ballout hoops natin?
Okay. First of all, Sir Ed, I would like to thank you nung sa first Ballout because that was very successful, no? And then next nun is yung dapat international na. Supposed to be ang opening niya is March 15, but nag-lockdown siya ng March 14. Okay, yung some of our teams from mga foreign teams andito na. Pero yun nga, nagkaroon ng pandemic, nagkaroon ng lockdown, so na-stop. So ito, since pandemic ngayon, so ang Ballout medyo na, alam natin, basketball lahat medyo na-stop di ba? Na-freeze. So like yung mga college team ko and yung high school teams, nag-stop lahat So naisip ng Ballout Hoops Challenge kasi is more on tournament Tournament siya, leagues, lahat ganyan. So ito naman, since wala ngayong tournament, all of yung mga bata ngayon is online schooling. I put up this Ballout Basketball Academy. So this academy is more on teaching naman siya. So we are open to all learners ages 12 and under, 12 years old and below. This is one-on-one personal training. But same yung protocols applies, no, yung mga walang contact, social distancing, kasi one-on-one naman. Pwedeng magdalawa or basta or magkapatid sila or they live in the same place. Okay lang sa amin yun, no? And so ito, ang difference naman ito sa difference nito sa mga ibang clinics, no? This is aside sa personal training, meron kaming kasunduan or ng parents, no? For example, yung bata ang grades niya, yung average grade niya last periodical period is 82. For example, 82. Pag bumaba siya ng 3%, we will not allow him to enroll again on the next module. Okay? So at least mag-aaral niya kasi alam nila online, hindi pwede mag-basketball. So kahit yung parent, ang advice niyan, mag-aaral ka. Pag di ka magbaba ang grades mo ng 3%, hindi ka magba-basketball. Okay? On the other hand naman, on the other part naman doon, meron naman siya, kung tumaas naman, nag-increase ng 3% or 3 points yung average niya, on his next module, that's free na. Free na yon. So parang scholar sa amin siya for the next module niya. Okay? And this is not every day, no? Kasi 8 sessions lang per module. So this is not every day. Hindi ko siya pinayagan araw-araw na training. So in a week, meron siyang twice a week training. So for example, ang training niya is Tuesday and Saturday. Tuesday, first training niya. Yung after that, Wednesday and Thursday, gagawin niya yon. Yung ginawa namin ng Tuesday, gagawin niya ng Wednesday and Thursday. Videohan niya yon and and he will send it to me. Okay? So nare-review ko siya. So kahit na after ng class, gagawin niya after class after online class. So after that, may assignment siya sa Ballout. Then balik siya rito ng Saturday. I-review lang namin yon. Pag okay naman, we move to another drills. Then after that, Sunday and Monday, gagawin niya ulit yung training niya. Sesend niya ulit sa amin. So yun yung plans ng yun ang ginagawa. Actually, nag-start na ako last week, no. I have so far I have 6 students na. Pero yung naman niya, schedule niya is depends on the availability of student. So hindi ako makikipag-compete dun sa online online schedule niya, basta sila after ng class. So yun yung video pinagkakaabalahan ngayon ng Ballout, sir.
Thank you, Coach Chris. Ernest,
Yes, sir.
maybe yung mga kasama natin, may marami rin silang tatanong. So,
Okay, sir.
opportunity.
Yes, sir. We will pass on the questions to Mr. Brian Yailong. Brian, you're next.
Good morning to everybody. No, my first question goes to Ma'am Cynthia Carion. Ma'am, ma'am, in gymnastics, most of the folk on Kaloy. I just wanted to ask, who are the other gymnasts that we should be also paying attention to, other than Kaloy? Mike po, ma'am. Mike.
Yes.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
We also have a young gymnast called Ace De Leon.
Mhm.
That is also, aside from being very good, he's also very good looking. And I feel like also looks count because people want to, wow, he's so cute, no, something like that. So he's also good looking, and we have Andrew, we have Ralph. Some of them, and we have a lot more youth coming. We have quite a lot. But you remember, Brian, I have 5 disciplines. It's not only artistic. We have women's artistic I have to take care of. I've been concentrating on the men that I forgot not the women. That's why we have no good women artistic. And we have rhythmic. Speaking about online, we just had a competition in rhythmic, online competition, 101 competitors from all over the regions went on the competition. It was a very, very good competition and very exciting. So we are having also the rhythmic. The rhythmic is getting, gymnastics is also getting very popular. So, and we have trampoline, we have aero, and all of that has to be attended to so that we get also champions in that area, because we have very good athletes coming, Ryan.
Yeah, ma'am, you answered my question. I was gonna ask, sa female side naman, meron ba tayong up and coming na parang counterpart ni Kaloy? Kasi sa female, parang na-overshadow siya yung of Kaloy.
To tell you the truth, they're all getting older.
Yes.
They're turning coaches now, where I'm putting all my efforts on the young kids, the ones that are going. There's so many of them. One of them is the daughter of Mrs. Tayag, and also Tessa Garcia. There's so many of them. Kat. I just came in a competition in Cebu, and I saw these young girls competing, and they're really getting very good. But they're still not in the age, because there is age sa competition, especially for the Olympics and for the SEA Games. They're still in the 11, 12, 13 years old. We're waiting for them to be 14, 15, and then you watch how good they will be. And then I intend to have really also good coaches for them. I have a Japanese coach helping us right now. She's not even asking for payment because she sees the potential of our athletes. So she's helping them. She's helping them online. So and as when we finish this pandemic, I want to bring her to Manila to help us here, because she's magaling siya, and she has the heart. Yung coach na dapat meron kami, hindi lahat para pera lang. Dapat meron silang heart for the gymnast, for the sport, and the heart for the kids, and that's just what Monihiro has. Sometimes when we didn't have enough money, what Monihiro would do? He will pay for the coach. He will hire a coach and say, okay, James, you coach these guys when I'm gone, and I'll pay for it. Because he had the heart for our gymnasts. So that is why it's also important who is the coach that you get. And I have a question for Rinna. Rinna, are you mentally strong? Because it's important to become mentally strong when you compete.
Yeah, yes po.
Okay, good. You not only
I am known for that because tagal na po ako sa national team, tapos sobrang maaga po ako naging independent, so parang nakaya ko po yung life dito, naawi sa family, and lalo na sa competition, iba po ang tao pag naglalaro. Parang sobrang di mo kakilala, parang galit sa lahat, ganun po. Iba po yung switch ng utak ko pagdating po sa game. And when outside.
Yes, talaga. I also tell Kaloy, especially when he's international, the people are shouting. I told him not to listen. Emotion, he has to keep his emotion strong and his mental strong and depend on God. Always pray, always always thank God for his for his winnings, any win that he does. Always praise the Lord. Okay, Lee.
Thank you pa.
Thank you po, Ma'am Cynthia. My next question ko po kay Sir Emer Legaspi. Sir Emer, with the kasi ngayon yung times before iba sa ngayon, pero yung dati nga sabi nyo, you underwent na medyo hirap kayo, no? You were really having a hard time. But still you managed to balance your education with your love for basketball. Di ba, sir, valedictorian kayo? Dati straight talaga honor students kayo. How are you able to balance those?
Actually, mahirap talaga kasi academic scholar ako dati no sa UE. Tapos at the same time, athletic scholar ako. Bali may utang sila sa akin. Kaya lang, yung pag-aaral ko, hindi ko na, although nakatapos ako ng mechanical engineering, nahihirapan ako mag-review kasi mag-aral kasi ang practice namin sa hapon. Tapos hindi ako nakakakuha ng full load kasi umaga lang ang mga units namin eh. Nag-aaral ako sa gabi pagkatapos ng practice pero minsan inaantok na ako kasi pagod ako eh maghapon eh. So hindi ko na maintain yung yung academic scholar. Although nakatapos ako na ng libre. Kumaga wala akong binayaran. Pero hindi naman ako nagsisisi dahil yung career kong basketball napakinabangan ko din na naman afterwards kasi marami rin yung pagpasok ko sa parkour dahil din sa basketball yun eh. Yun, mahirap.
Elmer, can I ask you a question? How come
Yes,
there is no more, wala ng Toyota na yun?
Ay wala na po ma'am, matagal na. 1983 kami na-disband po kami kasi sabi na bankrupt daw po yung Delta Motors. Nung time na yun, yung kila Ninoy Aquino pa noon, nung biglang nagano yung economy. Tapos gustong i-maintain po ni Ricardo Silverio yung team namin, yung may-ari. Although hindi niya kahit na wala na yung Toyota, i-maintain niya. Siya yung manager, siya magpapasweldo sa amin. Pero hindi na kami bibigyan ng increase kasi nga wala nang kumpanya. Pero hindi rin po natuloy kasi bigla kami na-ibenta sa sa Fortune Holdings, yung Beerhausen, yung kay Luciutan. Doon kami napunta.
Oh, I see.
Yun.
Okay, thank you Sir Emer. Lipat ako kay Coach Chris, ang aking mabuting kaibigan. Coach Chris,
Yes, sir.
Bago ako magtanong, kumusta raw from our tropa?
Siyempre, okay naman. Alam yung mga tropa natin dyan eh.
Coach Chris, yung this program na medyo interesting, no? Ang ko dyan is how would you manage your time considering na mga bata to, di ba? Mga 10 to 12. Nila now is online schooling. Di ba? So how would you paano mo i-squeeze in their passion for basketball with this kind of technology? Kumbaga, di ba ito hands-on kayo dito, di ba? How would you do it?
Yun. Kaya nga siya no, hindi ko siya ginawang everyday training. Okay? In a week, 2 weeks lang. Okay? Yung isa doon weekday and the other one is weekend. So, right, for example, kasi alam mo naman natin yan, online eh. So, most of the everyday lahat yan puro computer na ang kaharap nila. So, siyempre ako parang ko lang yung at isang bata, meron silang extracurricular activities, no? That's for lang naman 1.5 so 90 minutes training, no? And then at least hindi sila masyadong bored din sa aral. Okay? Tsaka dito hindi naman dito basketball lang, kaya nga tinayo ko rin to at naglagay ako ng rules, no? Hindi basta to basketball. Ibig sabihin, kailangan mo mag-aral kasi para ma-maintain mo rin yung pag-aaral mo ng basketball at the same time, no? Kaya nga meron grades na meron kang dapat alagaan or kailangan mong i-maintain o kailangan mong taasan pa. Also to help your parents na libre yung next module niya. Okay? Yun. Tapos yung schedule niya naman, hindi ako yun nga, sabi ko kanina, di ba, hindi naman ako makikipag-compete. Depende to dun sa availability ng bata. Okay? Pero hindi naman to late. Pwede ako Friday, gabi, pwede siya. Tapos Sunday morning, pwede yon. Basta twice a week lang, hindi ako pwede more than doon.
Coach, paano kung wala sa Pilipinas siya gusto magpaturo sa inyo?
Wala, hindi pwede. hindi ako kasi nagtatanggap ng online training. Ang online training ko, yung sa school ko, yung sa Jubilee Christian Academy. That's our online training namin.
Okay. Okay, Ernest, I'm good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Brian. Next set of questions is from Ivan Saldaheno from Dugout Philippines. Ivan?
Yun. Yes. Am I good ba?
Yes.
Internet?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so good morning, everyone. First of all, to Mom Cynthia, how's Kaloy's training in Japan right now?
Well, right now he has 2 training halls. That's why it's very expensive. I have to raise funds for 145,000 because he's using 2 training halls. Because because they're social distancing, he can only train 3 times a week in one hall and another 3 times a week in another hall. So to be able to train 6 times a week, to get 2 training halls for him, so that his training is continuous. Because in gymnastics, if you do not train for 1 month or 1 day or 2 days, you lose a lot of your skills. It's really amazing. So he has to train every day. So that's why we are getting 2 training halls for him. And it's expensive. Yeah.
So are you still looking for sponsors or investors just to keep Kaloy
Oh yes,
from?
no, sorry. MVP is a very supportive. The Meralco Foundation. In fact, we had a Zoom meeting. Kaloy, um, Arthur Ano, Vince, I forgot his last name, and Coach Mooney. We had them to tell us. We had to tell them all our expenses. So they will say that they will try to raise money because PSC also promised money for Kaloy for the Olympics, but so far we have not received any, and he needs the money now. Otherwise we're going to lose the training hall. We're going to lose his, all his food allowance and all of that. So we need the money now. So the one helping us and the schooling, MVP paid for it. So now he's finally can go to school, and I forward the money to Coach Mooney.
All right. So regarding the PSC, they just lobbied their concern to the Congress, and the Congress is supporting their cause to possibly insert some funds to the PSC for the Bayanihan 2X. So what's your reaction to that?
Really? I did not hear.
Yeah.
Can you tell me what have they done? The Congress.
Yes, the PSC aired their concerns to the Congressional Committee on Youth and Sports Development, and the congressmen, the members of that committee, are supporting the PSC's cause, and they may add some funds. They may request for some funds for PSC to be added to that Bayanihan 2 Act. I think the PSC is requesting for 182 million, and I believe Congressman Bumble pledged 180 million.
But only for the coaches and the athletes,
Oh,
not for the Olympians. The Olympics is being
mm,
taken care by PSC. Bumble has raised 180 million for the coaches because they have also been paid, and the athletes. I mean the others, not the Olympians. Anyway, the Olympians. President Duterte also pledged 100 million to us, but then because this pandemic started, nawala na lahat. So we're struggling for money. Everybody's struggling. Even the companies are struggling for money, for sponsorships.
so are you planning to somehow, let's say, put up a fundraising campaign just to keep Kaloy in training mode, or you're just gonna let MVP
Yeah.
take control?
Well, right now I'm between MVP and the PSC. I think we will be fine. But if we need more money, our board decided that they will say that we will start raising money. We will start, even especially Myrna Yao, who's very good in that, raising money. Even if we get 10, 20,000 for each, it adds up. It becomes big. Like I had some friends that gave 5,000, 10,000, and Derek Ramsey gave us 100,000 for Kaloy, and those things add, and all it's gone already. All those sponsorship, even Gloria Macapagal Arroyo also gave us money. She every. I wait a minute. She even gave us money in yen for. So I sent it
Yen.
all to Kaloy. Yes. She said, I have extra
Alright.
yen here. Give it to Kaloy,
All right. Thank you very much, Ma'am Cynthia. Now, let's go to Coach Chris. Okay, yun nga. I mean, I was supposed to ask this in an earlier interview, but yun nga, right now, every kid, every kid has been on lockdown, so walang makakapaglaro for. So, and another youth league is proposing an esports tournament. So, in your case, are we expecting somehow an NBA 2K event for ball out just to keep the kids in playing mode?
Morning, Ivan. Kamusta ka?
Morning.
Hindi. Wala sa ball out nun. Yung NBA, yung mga 2K na ano, yung sa computer. Hindi. Walang ganun sa ball out. So, they're not expecting even yung mga actual game. Basta ito, non-contact, and we are focusing on basic, yung dribbling, passing, footwork nila, shooting. Basta yung regarding sa mga tournaments na yon, yung mga online tournaments, wala dun sa ball out. Kasi hindi ko rin siya ina-advise for doon.
Oh, so hintayin nyo lang talaga na mawala yung pandemic para makapaglaro ng volleyball.
Kasi di ba meron na silang online schooling, no, sa computer. Kaya nga yung ball out kasi parang ilayo ko sila sa mga gadgets eh. So hindi ko siya pwedeng ilagay na maggawa ako ng competition ng ball out for 2K, no, mga ganun competition. Hindi. Wala sa hindi ko naisip yun. Wala sa plans.
I believe I'll check muna my internet. Ernest, I'm good muna.
Thank you very much, Ivan. Sir Ron, are you here? Alin pong may mga pumasok, hindi ko alam kung sino si Mr. Ron de los Reyes. Sir Ron, are you here? Your next... Ayan na, papasok na si Sir Ron. No, pero before anything else, no, siguro I'll read the questions from the social media page. Again, this is from Philippine Sports Corner. This is for Miss Rinna Babanto. Tanong lang daw is, meron ka bang naka-line up na virtual, international, and local competitions for later this year for you?
I have a competition next month po, which is like, is it the best of the best, I think. Yun pa lang po yung alam ko, pero yung international baka sa next year yun po.
Mm-hmm.
Kasi hindi ko pa alam kung ano. Dapat meron ngayon, pero konti lang hindi yun sumali yung mga juniors and cadets lang po.
So wala pang masyadong concrete plans on
Yes.
this year, no? Pero ito, no, since na nasa pandemic tayo ngayon, again, sinabi mo kanina on how you prepare for kung may mga biglang competition. Pero how about the mental aspect? No, how do you prepare for that? Kasi maraming mga athletes daw ngayon parang minsan na naiinis na or whatever. How do you maintain the mental aspect of yun nga, just being mentally healthy and at these times, right? At this pandemic, no?
Aside from working out, which is na ano din po yung brain natin, ganyan. Yung sabi ko po kanina, na sabi din ng coach namin, ay ina-assign kami ng mga assignments for like mental toughness, ganyan, like movies, tas kailangan namin sagutan ng ganyan para ma-refresh kung paano namin i-ano po yung situation, ganyan. Para din kami nagka-class, pero para more on like mental and emotional. Kasi sabi din ng coach namin na important din po yun, kaya kailangan namin gawin, ganyan. Hindi lang po physical, dapat mental din kami ready, ganyan. Kasi may mga competitions kami every other month or each month, ganyan. So, kailangan namin maging ready, ganyan. Nag-ano din po kami, imagery or like nag-isip ng performance din po namin, ganyan. Kasi binibigay po yung mga forms before ng competition. So, syempre, nasasabi na yun kung paano namin i-handle yung form sa utak namin kahit nandito lang kami na nakaupo or like naggagawa ng kahit anong hobbies namin dito except sa training, ganyan. Ganyan din po yung ginagawa ko
Okay,
para
thank you.
mag-ano.
Okay, thank you very much, Rina. Ito kay Sir Emer. Sir Emer, kamusta po? Nice to see you again. Hello, Sir Emer. Ito, ang tanong po dito ni Philippine Sports Corner is, nung panahon nyo po daw sa PBA, sino daw po yung mga nakasabay nyo mga sixth man? No? Syempre yung mga off the bench din sa kabilang team na tingin yung siguro mga naging mga mahirap din kalaban.
Mga mga 6 man ng ibang team. Ako medyo hindi ko na kasi maalala yung mga siguro sa Crispa ang there's 5 deep bench sila Crispa halos lahat sila. Meron silang pairs 5 halos pare-pareho sila. Sa ibang team naman UTEX, mga 6 man dyan, sila Ricky Pineda siguro yan. Sa Great Taste, hindi ko na maalala. Sensya ka na, medyo mahirap yung tanong nyo.
Yan nga eh. Ayan, so,
medyo mahirap yung tanong. Hindi ko na maalala yung mga player nung araw, medyo may edad na eh.
sige, Sir Emer, no? Okay, Ma'am Cynthia, ito po question. Kamusta daw po ang turnout ng unang virtual national rhythmic gymnastics competition na isinagawa last month?
It was very, 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 very good, well done. And in fact, I made a video thanking them all that it was very, very well done. And we had so many applicants, 101 people who wanted to join. And there was a little, how do you say, fiasco in the judging, a little complaining, the parents complaining in the judging. But it was all settled. It was because of an error in instead of being 9, it became 8. Something error only in the judging, but it in the end it turned out to be very, very good and very, very exciting. And Smart sponsored some of it, some of our expenses. I asked Ricky Vargas if he can help us with expenses, and he did help us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Madam. Ito, Sir, siguro I'll pass on the mic na to Sir Ron. Sir Ron, kayo na po. Baka kasi hindi ko alam kung nagmamaneho si Sir Ron habang nandito sa atin. Sir Ron, can you hear us? Hello, sir? Yes.
Yes.
Ayun na po, sir.
Lang, yung audio ko, choppy yung dating sa akin, yung audio natin. I don't know if you can hear me well.
Sino po gusto niyong tanungin, sir?
Can you hear me well?
Yes, okay naman po, sir. Maganda pa rin boses niyo.
Choppy, I'm trying to get on Facebook. Baka mas maganda yung audio on Facebook. Maybe you can come back later.
Okay, sir. Thank you so
Balikan
much.
mo ko.
Okay, ito for Coach
Wala
Chris.
akong audio. I don't have the audio.
Okay, sir. Thank you. We'll get back to you, sir.
Yung audio natin. Sige, balik na lang.
Okay, Coach Chris, question here. Bukod daw sa online training program, meron kayong naka-offer na one-on-one person training sessions sa ang Ballout Hoops. Can you tell us more about it?
Yeah, okay. Actually, this is not an online training. This is a one-on-one talaga, a personal training. This is not an online. Ang online ko is sa school ko yung sa may presently yung hawak ko ngayon, no. But ang Ballout kasi is more on one-on-one talaga. Personal training. The most siguro is 3. But kung 3 sila, pwedeng magkakapatid sila or magpipinsan. Pero i-apply pa rin yung social distancing protocols. Ganun pa rin. No sharing of equipment kasi we will give them their own ball, one ball each. and then they will have their face mask, and then yung uniform nila. So all one-on-one lang, sir. Personal training.
All right, thank you so much, sir. Okay, next set of questions po natin is from Gerard Arce. Gerard, ikaw na.
Hello.
Yes,
Good
sir.
morning. Good morning po sa mga guests natin ngayon. Good morning po sa kay Coach Chris, kay Sir Emer po, kay Rina, tsaka kay Ma'am.
Lilipat ako.
First question po, Ma'am, kay Ma'am Cynthia.
Okay.
Buenos dias, ma señora. Hello.
Buenos dias, hijo mío.
Hi, Ma'am. I would like to ask about regarding the SEA Games preparation. You already told that you have a problem regarding the trainings and facilities of our athletes. What exactly are you asking for PSC to help you about this? Or do you have any chosen facilities that you're looking for?
You know, all that is happening is a lot of expenses, because there is another club gymnastica that we can use. It's kind of small, but they're charging a lot of money. 60,000 for each a month, and then all of them have to have a test, which is costing us so much money before they come in. And so if PSC will not pay, what will happen? You know, and we also have Colegio San Agustin, and Colegio San Agustin is charging 8,000 a day for training. It's very, very expensive. So, and then of course our gym in Rizal is also closed. But all the equipment is there, and we have beautiful new equipment. But it also looks like a warehouse, because all equipment of the SEA Games is there. So everything is so magulo, and I'm so depressed about our training and our SEA Games, and our athletes are getting very unmotivated. They want already to do some other business. They want to quit because they want to train, you know. And so that's what I'm working hard on, is to get the training. And I want to ask Philippine Sports Commission if they would pay for this training that we will do outside the Philippine Sports Commission, and if we can borrow the equipment also and put it in our new training halls. You know, that's my problem. So I hope Gerard and
Yes,
all of
ma'am,
you
yeah.
can help us, can help gymnastics, because, you know, we want to really have more medals in the SEA Games. We cannot go from the top to the bottom. Like Bumble said, we were number 1. We cannot go down to number 6 again. We have to be there, number 2, number 3, number 4 at least, you know. But without training, how can we do it? Tell me.
That's
So
one of
with
the
your help,
problem.
guys, all of your help, I know I can attain my wishes. Okay? Thank you, Gerard. And
Actually,
welcome.
yes, ma'am. Gymnastics is a good training ground for every athlete. It's
Yes.
flexibility and some.
And
Okay.
now, like I said, sir, like I said, Gerard, every young kid that starts with gymnastics, it teaches them discipline, flexibility, balance, and strength. And after that, they can go to any sport they want. Taekwondo, they can go to this, because that's 4 things: the balance, the discipline, the flexibility, and the strength. You can need it in all the other sports. That's why gymnastics is very, very good, you know, especially for the youth. Thank you, Gerard.
Next question, ma'am. Do you have? Can I ask this one? Can we know that how much the PSC is already giving Kaloyulo in his training preparation for the Olympics when he is in Japan or already in Japan?
Right now, 0. But I asked for 4 million. My latest budget, I gave it to Mark. I asked for 4 million. And now I received the board resolution. They're giving me 3 million. But I have not received it yet. And they said that they're going to be, how do you call that? Preparing it. Still preparing. So I don't know what will happen, and I I wish I will get the money soon. So thank you to MVP that I have some money to help with Kaloy. But of course, even the Coach Mooney has not received his salary from September 2019 yet. He has not received any
How much, ma'am? How much is his salary?
$4,000
A month, sir. A month, ma'am.
Yeah, a month. Yeah, he has not received any money yet because first time they sent it, it was 3,500, and then it was changed. Money balik, balik, balik. Of course, it's hard also because Kaloy is Coach Mooney is in Japan. Send it again and they make it 4,000. Time na naman. Ang gulo-gulo.
Ma'am, follow up again about the Coach Mooney. About his contract, how long is it? How long is it and how much?
It's yearly. He started very, very low. He started, I think, he started by Philippine, the gymnastics were only paying him. We were the one paying, and I got a donation from the Good Works Foundation to pay for his salary. PSC never paid it. And then the next year, PSC started to pay him, but it was only $2,000, I think $2,000. And then it went to 2,500. But it went to 3,000 when he was producing medals. And then it became 3,500. Now it's 4 because Kaloy is already in the Olympics. So it's going up.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Muchas gracias. Thank you, ma'am.
Muy de nada. Another thing, Gerard, another thing I didn't mention to you is that Coach Mooney is very dedicated because he is also having a course to be a better coach. He's taking a coaching course in Japan while Kaloy is in school. He is also in school learning how to be a better coach, and that is very, very good. He's very systematic in his coaching. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you very much. Ma'am, next question is to Rinna Babanto. Hello, Rinna. Good morning. Tanong ko lang, ilang taon na yung playing years mo sa Lasal? Mauubos mo ba siya or ano bang plans mo for the next season?
So, ngayon po, tapos na po yung playing years ko since last year. Tapos, ngayon, tinatapos ko na lang po yung thesis ko. Tapos, yun nga po, focus na din ako sa national team or mag-work na din at the same time after. Kasi, yan, tapos ko na po yung, napag-champion ko na ulit yung, Lasal.
Ano bang course mo doon? Anong course mo sa Lasal?
AV Sports Management po.
Gusto ko yun.
Sports, yeah.
Sports management.
Yes. More like sports studies din, ganyan. Lahat ng, ng sports na cover ng course ko.
Tawag dito, kung etong pagbabasihan mo yung pandemic nga ngayon, paano yung, mayroon na ba kayong plano or programs for the coming SEA Games? Kasi, for the coming SEA Games, may plano ba kayo?
Ngayon wala pa po. Nagsistick pa po kami sa training namin everyday online. Tapos may sinisend lang na workouts and trainings yung coach namin. Tapos yung way of like evaluation din namin is like yung pag-join ng competitions na kahit local lang. Yun lang po. Yung inaano namin ngayon. Pero wala pa po namang sinasabi na yung about dyan sa next competitions. Wala po ako naririnig, pero soon po gagawa niya ng paraan. Sure yan. Ng coach namin.
Thank you
po.
Rina. Salamat po.
Sure po.
Kay Coach Chris po tsaka kay Sir Emer. Hello po. Good morning po, sir. Good morning po, coaches. Sa kanilang dalawa na lang po para at least parang mayroon naman siyang kinalaman mo, both side. Sir, regarding dun sa sinabi niyo kanina dun sa inyong paglalaro ng basketball. Sir, okay ba sa inyo na parang magkaroon na ng agent o ahente yung mga basketball players ng maaga kahit nasa amateur pa lang sila? Para kasi 'di ba, bago ka maging pro, dapat sa pro pa lang bago ka mag-pro may agent ka na. Pero sa amateur pa lang may kumukuha ng agent na manager. Okay ba sa inyo 'yun? Kasi parang nawawala yung amateurism ng player pag nagkakataon. Kahit sino po mauna, kay Sir Emer o kay Coach Chris po.
Sir Emer, ikaw naman. Go ahead, sir.
Well, sa akin, okay lang naman yung magkaroon ka ng agent kasi ako nung araw, nung amateur ako, merong nag-agent sa akin nung pumasok ako sa Crown Motors, sa Mika. Kasi pag wala kang agent, nababarat ka eh. Kumbaga, kung ano lang ibigay ng team sa'yo, hindi ka makakapag-bargain. Kasi itong mga agent, para na rin sa security mo. Kasi may talent ka eh. Kung may talent ka, dapat meron ka ring agent. Yan ang sagot ko. Dapat sa akin para sa akin, okay lang yung magkaroon ng agent. Uso naman ngayon yun eh.
Kahit college pa lang, sir, kahit college student
Ako, nung college ako, naglalaro ako sa UE, meron akong agent na hindi pa ako naglalaro sa Crown, meron akong sweldo. So, advantage din yun para sa mga player. Kasi ang basketball naman, kasi habang maaga ka, dapat kumita ka. Kasi ang basketball naman, hindi naman panghabang buhay. So, kung makakakita ka ng malaking pera, opportunity, grab it. So nakakatulong din yung mga agent. Yun.
Sa akin,
Sir,
Coach po.
I agree kay Sir Emer kasi agent kasi helps na rin yung mga kasi may mga parents yung parents ng player hindi sila hindi sila tawag dito, makapagsalita or makapag-open dun sa, for example, sa company or sa team, hindi nila masabi kung ano yung gusto nilang sabihin. Through agent, yun yung one way para makipag-usap yung kung ano yung gusto ng kabila hanggang masettle nila. Malaking bagay din yung agent. Siguro, pero para sa akin, college siguro parang hindi, or high school, wala muna. So siguro pagdating na ng amateur league, yung mga D-League or lalo yan, professional league.
So sir, hindi kayo favor dun sa mga athletes, student? Kasi normally, pag sinabi nating student athletes, estudyante ka muna, then athlete. Siyempre, kayo, naririnig ko kanina parang ano sa inyo yung education ng isang bata, mahalaga. Kasi Sir Emer nga, kako, nasabi nyo kanina na parang yung pagbabasketball, meron kayong fall down, meron kayong pinuntahan after basketball. So sa tingin nyo, sir, yung agent, wag munang sumali sa mga estudyante, student athletes, tsaka na lang pag maglalaro na siya ng pro. Ganun, tama po ba, sir?
Sino ba? Si Chris?
Sir, ikaw po.
Both.
Ako.
Okay. Go ahead, sir.
Ako naman, nung nagkaroon ako ng agent, patapos na ako sa college. Hindi pa yung mga first year, yung pag siguro yung mga ka pa lang, yung first year, second year, hindi pa advisable na magkaroon kang agent. Siguro yung patapos ka na ng college, kasi kailangan mo na rin, after college, kailangan mo na rin kumita eh. So kung mas maaga kang kikita, yung katulad sa akin, naglalaro pa ako sa college, patapos na ako, meron sweldo na ako, malaking bagay sa akin yun. Kasi sa totoo lang, nag-asawa ako ng maaga, college pa lang ako, may asawa na ako eh. So kailangan ko ng pera. Ang wife ko 18 years old, ako 20 years old. So college pa lang meron na akong asawa. So yun nga, nakakatulong din ng malaki sa akin yun, ng mga agent. Nakapag-bargain ako ng maganda.
Sa akin,
Thank you,
sir,
sir. Thank you. Apa.
napansin ko lang, no, hindi naman lahat ng players ngayon may mga agent, no? Yung may iba, lalo yung may mga potential, like yung mga high school, minsan high school player pa lang, may kumakausap ng agent yan, na sila mag-agent, ganito, pagdating sa college, hindi naman lahat, no, hindi lahat. So yung mga agent, nakikita lang nila na kung sino may mga potential, so nag-uunahan na yan para sila yung maging agent. Pero ako, ito nga sir, kung high school lang, siguro ako advice ko wala mo ng agent, no? Parang sinabi ni Sir Emel, yung first year niya, second year, pero siyempre pag third and fourth tinitignan ng mga professional coaches para sa PBA. So kailangan na talaga nila dito. Sarili na
Coach
nila.
Chris, can I have a question, Coach Chris?
Yes, ma'am.
Coach Chris, do you have to be tall? I mean, do you make sure that they're all tall or no?
Hindi naman po.
No?
Player.
Hindi naman po. Si Sir Emer po, I think Sir Emer parang 5'10".
At 5'11 ako.
5'11".
Hindi na ang player naman, ma'am, hindi naman necessary kailangan maging tall ka eh. Yung mga, depende po sa position yan. Kung mga center ka, dapat, tsaka forward, dapat tall ka. Pero pag guardia po, pwede na rin yung mga maliliit, may mga guardia ng 5'8 lang sila Johnny Abarientos. May mga si Jimmy Alapag, maliliit po yan, pero guardia po sila. Kaya ang basketball player po hindi po necessarily maging tall. Kung position mo guardia, pwede rin kayong maliit ka lang.
Thank you. Salamat.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Kay Coach Chris po, may tanong lang po ako regarding dun sa pagtuturo niya po. Yung sinabi niyo po kanina, pag magkasama yung mga bata sa isang, parang magpipinsan, sabi niya po, hindi ba bawal silang lumabas, sir? Ano ba yun? Paano ba yun? Kung one-on-one yun, kung face-to-face yata.
House to house lang naman po talaga ang ginagawa lang. So i-drop lang sila dito, tapos pick up lang. So hindi allowed din kasi pumasok yung mga parents, mga guardian nila. Tsaka
okay lang ba yun, sir? Parang hindi ba hindi ba sa IATF rules yung wala bang ganong rules na bawal lumabas ng bata?
Sorry, kasi totoo lang, yung mga bata rin nasa labas din, di ba? Iba nga, nasa kanto lang talaga. Siguro mas safe pa yung ginagawa ko na from their house to my house, di ba? Tapos, ito, hindi naman sila, I don't know pero marami sa kalye, dami, puro bata eh. So dapat siguro bago sitahin, masita mo na yung mga nasa labas, di ba?
Madaming batang paslit sa labas.
Yung mga paslit di ba? Minsan sa harap ng bahay niya, lumalabas pa sila eh. Ganun po.
Ayun nga po. Sige po. Thank you po, sir. Thank you po. Kuya...
Okay. May follow-up daw si Ivan. Ivan, nagpe-face mask pa. Ivan, nakamute ka?
Okay, to Mom Cynthia, yeah, I already actually asked it in the chat room because you mentioned you're proposing 4M, but the PC only gave you 3M. So what happened to the other 1M?
Maybe they'll give us later. At least we have 3M to start with. Because right now, Coach Mooney gave me another budget. You know how much now? 6M. It became 6M. Ang dami-dami now. So, lots of work for this Olympic gold medal. But
Wow.
I will find a way. I'll find a way. I will text also Ramon Ang and the others if they can help. I'm sure the Congress will help because they can see the benefit of Kaloy for the first gold medal. And Kaloy is really giving his time every day, 6 times a week, 6 days a week, all school training. That's all he does. And he cannot ride in a jeep. He cannot ride in a train. He's not allowed to ride in a train. He's not allowed to for public transportation. The only way he goes to his training hall is he has to wait for the coach to drive him. because she's not
Oh.
allowed to get any transportation or any public transportation. Cannot, because that's if he gets sick, wala na. He has to keep healthy, training. I mean, healthy in all ways, even just healthy in his not even a flu or a cold or anything. I'm not even talking about COVID. I'm talking about any disease or any, you know. That's it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. I'll,
Okay,
I'll,
thank you very much, Ivan. Sir Ron, yan, naka-ready na si Sir Ron. Sir Ron, you're mag-unmute po tayo, then you can ask your questions already.
Okay, thank you very much. And good morning to all our guests. At good to see Rinna, Miss Cynthia, and our coaches. Balik lang ako kay Miss Cynthia Carion. Actually, you already answered part of my question, and I'd like to know if even if Kaloy has already qualified for the Tokyo 2021, will he still be competing in other gymnastics events?
Oh yeah. First of all, it's nice to see you without your sunglasses. You have beautiful eyes, Ron. Anyway, yes,
Thank you.
of course.
I was outside earlier.
Yes, that's
Yes,
right.
ma'am.
Yes. Anyway, he is going to be competing for the SEA Games in Vietnam. He has to compete. We need him in all the competitions, and this is not the first Olympics. I think the next Olympics he will still compete in the next Olympics. Even if he gets a gold medal this time, he will still compete for the next Olympics. So he will be competing in all these competitions that we have, especially for the SEA Games also in Vietnam. You know.
All right. And how is he in Tokyo? You said he's taking all precautions, but aside from that, how is he coping with all the protocols, safety protocols?
That is why I want to have a psychologist. He needs a little bit more of. He's young, no? So he needs a little bit more of the strengthening of the mind. I need his mind to be more stronger, because there are times that, of course, he's young and he gets frustrated sometimes, or sad, or burnt out. You can be burnt out. If you're doing the same thing every day, you can be burnt out. And I understand him. So I said, it's only a few more months, 1 more year for sacrifice, and then you will get the fruits of your labor. Right. And your fruitful labor will surpass all these things that you're going through. You have to talk to him once in a while. And the Coach Mooney, which is very good, connects us once in a while so we can make him happy again. And it changes his attitude whenever he gets talked to. But not by his parents, because he doesn't want to talk to his parents, because the more he'll get sad. So it's us, the Gymnastics Association of the Philippines, that talks to him. And me especially, because I really been like his second mother, he tells me. I love the boy.
Thank you very much, Miss Cynthia Carion. And may I ask a question to Rinna?
What?
Okay, thank you, Miss Cynthia.
Okay,
to Rinna.
Hello, sir. Good morning.
Hi, Rinna. It's good to see you also, because the last time you guested on my radio show, which is off the air right now. Yeah. And
yes, sir.
And once in a while, I see your posts on Facebook and Instagram. Good to see you there
yes,
too.
Sir.
I'd like to ask, you will be graduating. Are you graduating this school year? Or
yes, sir.
have you graduated?
Graduating, sir. Thesis
finished na.
lang. Last na, yes, sir. Working on it.
Okay, thesis na lang. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Some athletes, if they finish their course, continue to take a masteral.
Yes, sir.
Do you have plans of doing that so that you can still be part of the UAAP team for Asal?
Baka hindi na po diretso na siguro sa coaching, focus na lang ako doon. Kasi,
Diretso na.
yes, sir.
Oo.
Kasi, pwede naman ako magstay din sa Lasal as
Okay, wala mo nang
maybe
plan
as,
to pursue
yes,
a
sir.
higher education.
Depende. Yes, sir. Diretso na.
Thank you, Rina. My audio is still choppy, so probably I'll give the others a chance to ask
Dr. Ron,
questions.
can
But
I?
thank you very much. It's good to see you, Rina. Good to see you, coaches, and
Thank you
Miss
po.
Cynthia Carion. Maraming pong salamat.
Ron, I need a question for you. About the.
Okay.
Are you listening to me, Ron? About the
Oh
schooling.
yes, I'm listening.
That is a very good question that you're asking about the schooling of the athletes, because we also have a fund
Yes.
for my athletes that cannot afford to go to school. We pay for the schooling. We have scholarship fund for my athletes, and then when they finish already school, most of them turn to coaching, so that they make money. Like one of my athletes of our artistic gymnastics, she got married. She never made it anywhere. So now she's coaching. She's doing a good coach, and she has a lot of young kids that are under her. So that's what they do. Like Rinna, she's going to also start
Yeah,
coaching.
so that's very good to hear, because your assistance to your athletes doesn't stop when they stop competing. So
No, it continues.
you provide them education so that they will have a more stable afterwards. Yeah, that's
Yes,
very good.
correct.
And congratulations on that.
Thank you. And when they get married, I'm their ninang. So I'm already scared. Only to be the ninang in their marriage. One of them got married in the yacht, and then we paid for all of that. Yes.
Wow.
We had to be
Okay, isa na lang ho,
pandemic.
Miss Cynthia, with regards to the, isa na lang ho, isang pahabol. With regards to the 2021 SEA Games in Hanoi,
yes,
have you received any news about the events to be included, and how for gymnastics, will all the events played in the Manila SEA Games will still be staged in Hanoi?
yes. In fact, we just had a council meeting, all online.
Mm-hmm.
And the funniest thing, I will tell you something. Philippines, we were all Zoom, but the other countries like Vietnam, they were all together. No mask, no social distancing. They're all sitting together. Also Vietnam, also Thailand, Indonesia. We were the only country that we were Zooming. Yeah. Anyway, we spoke about there's only 36 sports that they are allowing. Gymnastics is inside, is in. Rhythmic and artistic, but no trampoline, and aero, but no trampoline. Anyway, so the others we're asking. Bumble Tolentino is asking if he can have Arnis, some other sports. We're adding a few sports aside from the 36 sports. There's 36 sports and 450 events only, as compared to our SEA Games, so 52 sports, So we're adding, other countries are also adding other sports events. We'll see what will happen. They said they're studying it and they'll get back to us next month. Good question, Ron. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you po.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you so much, Sir Ron, for those questions. I now pass the mic to Mr. Brian Yalong.
Kasi my first question, pabaliktad naman ako ngayon kay Coach Chris. Kasi originally, we were supposed to have si Kyle Ong, no? Tapos we were talking about schools and everything. Coach, can you share us more about your coaching career and these players that you're developing? Because I understand meron ka pang ibang tinatagong players.
Hindi naman, no. Ito, no. first, and I was used to coach Sal Green Hills NCAA, yung juniors nila. And then also yung sa Ateneo Women's Basketball Team sa UAAP. And presently, I'm the basketball program head of the Jubilee Christian Academy. Naging coach din ako ng Marikina Shoemakers sa NBL, yung National Basketball League. And also sa General Trias.
Coach Chris, I think hindi yata malinaw yung audio nyo. Hindi yata nakadikit masyado yung wires. Mahina po siya. Kanina po okay.
Okay na?
Parang malayo po kayo. Wala kayo sa ano.
Hello?
Parang merong echo.
Yeah. Parang lumayo ka, coach. Parang lumayo yung boses mo.
Oo.
Okay na?
Yan. Okay na, coach.
Yan.
Sorry. Ayan. I used to coach the Sal Green Hills juniors, no? Then after that, sa Ateneo Women's Basketball Team sa UAAP. And also, I am presently the basketball program head of Jubilee Christian Academy. And coach din ako ng National Basketball League sa Marikina Shoemakers. And also sa CBA, yung Community Basketball Association sa General Trias. Presently, isa pa ngayon yung sa MPBL, sa Marikina Marlins under Coach John Calios. And yung mga players ko ngayon, sabi ni Sir Brian, hindi naman tinatago kasi ano lang siya, nasa program siya ngayon ng Ballout Academy, no, yung 6'1" at 13 years old.
Di ba meron pang isa?
Yung si Kyle Ong?
Hindi, bukod doon. Wag mo na, ayaw mo na sabihin eh. Sige.
No. Project.
Okay, Sir Emer, yung the last time we talked, no? Kasi medyo matagal-tagal na kayong nawala sa basketball. Parang, I know I asked this, pero siguro I'll ask it again. Have you ever considered coaching in this modern day of basketball?
Yes, na-consider ko rin yon na siyempre wala na akong trabaho, gusto ko mag-coach. Pero fortunately nakapasok agad kasi ako sa PAGCOR eh. So hindi ako pwedeng hindi ako pwedeng mag-coach at the same time papasok sa trabaho, mahirap. So ang ginawa ko, nag-coach ako sa PAGCOR. Meron naman team yung PAGCOR sa mga government agencies, yung mga miliga rin sila eh. Tapos doon sa OPSA, yung Office of the President. So ang ginawa ko, habang nag-coach ako, naglalaro din ako. So yun ang nangyari sa akin. Yung big time basketball coaching, hindi ko pa na-experience. Kasi nga naano ako sa trabaho eh.
Then my last question to Ma'am Cynthia. Ma'am Cynthia, kasi usually I know Kaloy comes home during the holidays.
Yes.
Diba? But now, hindi talaga siya makaka-uwi this year.
No. I think he will come. For Christmas, he will come. He has to come. I'm sure by December, wala na yung pandemic. I hope. We're praying hard because it's really making our life harder for our athletes. It's making our life a little bit difficult. So
important kasi I know how close he is with his family. Kila Angge and kila Sir Mark. Yun nga, parang you were saying kanina na parang mentally is parang na-affect na. Parang that.
Yeah. That's why I promised him that we will make for sure we will bring him for Christmas. And that's only 4 months away.
Yes.
So just, with that, excuse me, this phone came. With that, he's happy. He was happy to hear, and he was more calm and all that. In fact, I had a question for you, Brian, but I forgot my question.
Sige.
Yes.
I'm good.
Yes.
Okay, thank you too much, Brian. He is our godfather in Philippine media. No? But
I
anyway,
see.
sorry.
Hanggang dito pa naman.
But anyway, I now turn back the mic to our president, Sir Ed Andaya, for some more questions. And closing na po tayo, Sir Ed.
Yes. I have to go. I have a lunch. Yeah. Mhm.
Hello, kay Coach Emer ulit, no? Coach Emer, going back to your playing days with Toyota, no? Can you give us some of your thoughts ng mga favorite games mo or mga memorable games mo while playing for Toyota? I'm sure marami kang games na memorable against Crispa or sa iba pang mga PBA teams.
Actually, maraming memorable games ako. Hindi ko na ma-mention siguro lahat eh. Pero ang isang memorable game na hindi talaga makakalimutan kahit na ibang mga fans ng basketball, yung lagi pinag-uusapan yung laro namin sa championship UTEX, yung last game namin championship na 16 seconds to go, lamang kami na 4, natalo pa kami. That was nakakalungkot. Yun ang hindi ko makakalimutan. Tapos sa pang-game na memorable sa amin, yung championship din, Crispa kalaban namin, big 19-0 yung Crispa, isang panalo na lang, champion na sila. But ang nangyari, meron nangyaring hindi expected na pangyayari. Yung coach namin, in the middle of the game, sa pagkatapos ng first half, report ako niya yon na tinanggal ng manager namin dahil hindi niya pinapasok si Jaworski. Kasi karoon sila ng riff eh. Karoon ng konting di pagkakaunawaan. So yung coach namin siguro decided na siya na mag-resign eh. Kaya hindi niya na championship hindi niya na pinasok si Jaworski. Tapos na nangyari nga, nag-usap kami sa dugout, sabi ng manager namin eh tanggalin niya na si coach. So, in the middle of that game, tinanggal niya yung coach namin, si Portacuña. Tapos, ang nangyari, ang laki ng laman ng Christmas sa amin ng first half, nanalo pa kami. So, hindi nila na-achieve yung Big 20 na games nila, yung ng Crispa. At isa pang memorable game sa akin, yung championship ng Gilbis Gin. Ano rin yun, finals din yun. Tapos nung elimination hindi ako pinapasok. Tapos nagtataka yung wife ko dahil bakit hindi ako pinapasok. Siyempre asawa mo yan merong kumpiyansa sa iyo. Hindi ko alam, ang ginawa ng coach ko, ng wife ko, pinuntahan yung coach si Edo Campo. Pumunta sa inyo Alabang. So, pero nagtago si Ed. Nakausap niya lang yung asawa. Yun, sinabi nga niya, bakit gano'n? Hindi pinapasok si Emer. So, after that, pinasok ako nung game na last game ko na yon, pinasok ako at nag-deliver ako. Naging instrumental ako sa championship namin. Matatapos ng kontrata ko noon, na-renew tuloy yung kontrata ko. So, thank you sa aking asawa. Yan ang memorable game ko.
Thank you again, Sir Emer. Ernest, before natin hingan ng parting words yung mga guests natin, meron akong pahabol na question sana kay Ma'am Cynthia. No? Ma'am Cynthia, about the last POC board meeting, can you give us a few words kung ano yung nangyari? I understand isa sa mga issue na nire-raise dun is yung age limit ng mga sports officials and hindi naman naaayos. So before our parting words, pwedeng bigyan mo kami ng kaganapan dun kung ano nung sa POC board meeting last time.
Well, our prayers for the POC meeting is for us to be finally united. You know that. So we were negotiating the ones that everything in between. Let's say the other group doesn't want this, so we come in between so that we will get the best decision. So far, our meeting, the last time, our caucus, we started at 3 o'clock, we ended at 7 p.m. It was so long, all the discussions and all these things. And anyway, we ended up well. And then first they said that, okay, up to 80 years old, they will. I said, that's too old already. I said, even if I'm 80, I will not be anymore in the board. So we decided that it will come up to 78, I think, 78 or 77. And then after you reach that age, you cannot anymore be elected in the board. And then we're discussing about also, it's not yet decided if everybody should be in the Olympics in the board. If other sports that's not an Olympic sport can still be a board member. That has not been decided yet. We're still thinking. So a lot of 2 or 3 issues are not decided yet. And we did not bring it in the General Assembly because it's not yet decided. So it is going to be opened up in the next General Assembly for everybody to hear and then also vote on it for all the sports decisions that we make.
So ma'am, yung age limit was decided na set na sa 78 yung for the leaders na yung mga NSA presidents.
Oh, so secret lang yan, ha? It's not, they did not announce it pa, but that is in the board we decided. I don't know if they'll get mad at me for telling it to you, but that is what we decided. I don't know if I'm supposed to keep it a secret yet, but because they have not announced it yet in the General Assembly. I wanted to ask Emer, do you have politics in basketball?
Yeah.
Do you have politics in basketball? Mayroon kayong politics sa basketball?
Politics?
Politics.
Politika.
Like us. Politika. Is it do you have a lot of politika issues that it's all politics? Alam mo yung politics?
Ma'am, wala naman ako na ma'am. Wala ako na experience na gano'n sa Kailangan na pag player ka, ma'am, pakita mo yung sa court yung yung kakayahan mo, yung talent mo. Hindi pwedeng yung
I'm talking about the leaders. Hindi mga athletes. Athletes, they're not supposed to be in politics. Mga leaders. Dapat merong you have
maging leader.
Mga leaders, maybe they do deal with politics, Okay, you give me this, you give me the trading, ganyan, What about coach?
Siguro,
Can you say?
Usually yung mga superstar, ma'am, yan, nakakapag-dictate yan sa mga team managers.
Okay, thank you.
So ma'am Cynthia, that means na yung 78 ang age limit, makakasama ka pa namin pagka nanalo ng gold si Kaloy sa Tokyo next year and probably mag-compete uli siya sa Paris. Kasama ka pa rin namin doon.
I'm still inside because I'm not.
Okay, thank you Ma'am Cynthia. Ernest, siguro before tayo magpaalam, hinga natin uli ng mga parting words ng mga bisita natin.
Okay, siguro si Ma'am Cynthia ang mauna, no?
Yeah, the older person here. And I'm also part of the gender. The women in sports is not called anymore women in sports. It's called already gender equality. That's why in my board, I also got 3 men because we were all women. I said, no, we have to have gender equality. We have to have 3 men. So I have 3 men in our board. We have to, in the next board meeting, there also have to have 40% women in the board of the POC now, which means about 3 women or whatever. Anyway, my parting words is to Ed, to Brian, to Ernest, to Ron, and all your media men. thank you very, very much. How come you have no media women? Walang women sa media? Ha? Wala?
Meron na, may mga kasama tayong mga female, hindi lang naka-join. Unfortunately, pero marami tayong kasama rin.
Sige. Maraming salamat for inviting me and asking this very, very good question so that I can explain what we're doing. So all of you mag-alam kayo anong ginagawa kami and how we're doing our sports and about Kaloy. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And like I said, we in gymnastics want to be more open in the social media. That is one of our work that Jude Torquato will do. That he's part of the committee to have more social media for us, for our athletes. So you get to know more of our athletes. You get to more personal on what they're doing and which are the good athletes and which are not the good athletes. Thank you again, Ed, Brian, Ernest, Ron. Did I miss anybody else? And of course, our guests, si Rinna, si Emer, si Coach. Maraming salamat. Nice to be with you all.
Salamat din, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am Cynthia, may group photo tayo before tayo magpaalam. No?
Yes.
Yes. Sir Emer, your parting words.
Okay. Nagpapasalamat ako sa pag-invite niyo sa akin dito sa Sports on Air. Saka nagpapasalamat ako sa mga nanonood, sa mga fans namin. At meron din akong tips dun sa mga striving na gustong makarating sa PBA. Ang tips ko sa kanila ito. Pagka gusto niyong makarating sa PBA, dedication to the game. Hard work. Ang pagiging player, it's not a piece of cake. Tapos, continuous learning. Tapos, yung never say die attitude, yung katulad na Hinebra. Diba? Tapos, pagka may competition, self-confidence ang pinakamahalaga. Thank you very much.
Thank you again, Sir Emer. Si Rinna, your parting words, please.
Rinna, your mic.
Thank you po sa pag-invite sa akin. Tapos kay Gab din ulit, Ferreras, for having me here. And it's a great opportunity po na makasama sila Ma'am Cynthia, si Sir Elmer, and the rest po. Kasi parang nalaman ko din yung other side ng sports is besides my sports, parang sobrang ganda din po pala ng growth ng Philippine sports. Tapos as a young athlete, parang na-inspire din po ako makinig sa mga stories ng mga heads na parang makaboost din po ng na yung ginagawa nila para sa amin din. So parang na-enlightened din po ako sa talk na to. So parang sobrang salamat sa pag-invite sa mga nanonood at saka nakikinig. Sana magpursige pa po tayo para mapabuti po yung or like maangat din po yung Philippine Sports Commission or like in sports ng Philippines. Thank you very much, sir. Yun pa.
Thank you, Rinna. I hope ma-invite ka uli namin, ha?
Yeah, sure, sir. Just
thank you,
message
Coach Chris. Coach Chris, your parting words, please.
Maraming salamat Sir Ed, kay Sir Sir Brian, Sir Ivan, Sir pati po sa mga guests. Maraming salamat po for this opportunity. I would like to invite yung mga ibang parents dyan out there both for safe and clean environment which provides skill development program, dito po matututo po ang anak mo yung mag-basketball, yung basic basketball, we teach us dribbling, shooting, footworks, defensive skills. Sana po kung may time kayo, subukan niyo po, try niyo po ang Ballout. We promise po na safe dito ang anak ko. At sa mga kaibigan ko, sana ma-promote po natin to, ma-encourage natin ibang mga ibang magulang o kaibigan natin. And lastly, would like to take the opportunity to thank yung mga nag-sponsor po sa amin sa Ballout, no? Yung one for BF, tong Chachago, William Clyde, Under Armour, iCure, DTAP, Forty Snaps, Jofran Boys, Mr. Regalado Lopez, Mr. JV, si Coach JV, and maraming salamat, and kayo po sa TAPS po, maraming salamat. Sana po hindi po ito yung last. Thank you po. God bless po.
Okay, Ernest, no? Again, on behalf of the tabloids organization in Philippine sports and our partners, the Philippine Sports Commission and PAGCOR, we'd like to thank all of you, especially our guests, for joining us for this 10th edition of our TAPS Usapang Sports on Air. Ernest, siguro yung group photo natin, no?
May nakaload na yung mga film.
I forgot to thank Gerard and Ivan. Sorry. One of your questions.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
Anyway,
Appreciate
ma'am, let's give our biggest smile. Meron po tayong group photo para sa dyaryo.